Hey everybody, Fishman here. Welcome to the video. This is Fisher Vlog number 188, and I actually managed to fit some work on my fish room into my busy schedule. I managed to finally finish the air system for my entire fish room. This is the first pump I hooked up, I can't even remember when now, quite a few years ago. And what I did is I tied that into the other side of the fish room, which we're going to go over to now, and I hooked up the second air pump, and it's been sitting like that now for quite a few years now. And I wanted to, as I think I showed you in a couple of videos prior, hook up the third air pump and complete the circuit, so it's now a complete loop. And I finally got around to doing that. So I was going to originally see that little spur there. I was going to use that one to hook back up to the other one. But I found with all the air I'm running, all the filters I'm running, I needed to have a little bit more pressure. And of course, when you hook up there instead of down at the end like this, you end up losing a bit of pressure at the end here. So what I did is I put a little dog leg you can see on there, and then as we come around, I have a T here that goes down to this air pump, and that's now running. I haven't put all the extra lines in. What I've done so far is just leave a couple of the knobs, nipples off, so they're just bleeding air, because otherwise there's too much air pressure. But I'm going to put a handful of them here because I want to run a bit of air into these jars, and probably a little bit down into the pond. And then this goes all the way back over, another dog leg, and it matches back up with the original pump. So now there's a complete circuit, a nice loop, and all of it's running. And as you can see, a couple of them here are just shut off. But on the other side, I don't know if you noticed it, there's a few that I have just bleeding air, so there you go. Now I have plenty of air, and I'm going to be able to do a little bit more filter experimentation, and also, of course, get all my tanks running on air. These two tanks are doing really well. I am actually thinking about changing a little bit how I'm doing my filtration systems for the fish room. All the top tanks like these here are going to be run on air with high humidity planters and a mix of box filters and of course under gravel filters. I put these two guys in here after I cleaned this tank out, because this used to be the platy tank, because she looks like she's going to explode, and she has given birth to quite a few fry since I moved her over there, and then of course now I moved her back. And I want, again, as I mentioned a couple of times ago, I want to have at least one aquarium dedicated to guppy fry, and she's just a lovely fish, so I wanted to make sure she had plenty of time to have her fry, and keep an eye on which ones I like, and a little bit more line breeding. Actually, that's probably the wrong word to use. Not really line breeding, but keeping an eye on the health and quality of the fish. And as you can see, I have not won my war against duckweed yet. Like I say, whenever you get busy, it just tends to come back. I mean, obviously they're just really tiny pieces that are in there somewhere, and then it starts to grow. And once it starts to grow, if you don't get on top of it soon, it just takes over the whole aquarium. But I'll keep working at it. A couple of my aquariums, this one and a few others, are now duckweed free, and hopefully in the long run I'll eventually get there. So I got one more video, and then it's going to be the 200, and with that extra air, I'm hoping that I will get those other tanks up and running, so I will be able to give you a full tour, and, well, we'll give you a full tour anyway, but hopefully I won't be embarrassed in showing you some of the not so nice aquariums that I have in my fish room. Ever since I moved these guys over into this side of the room with less places to hide, the Kudilosh has been coming out quite a bit more, and I like that better. I like being able to see them. So these two tanks are doing really well. This one here is just blossoming with fry, and I am going to move a bunch of these over into the other side of the fish room with those other fry once they settle in for a few days. Like I said, I want to give the fry as much chance as possible to do well. This one here is unusual. It's not doing as well as the other aquarium, not so much in the health of the fish. The fish are fine. But I think, if I remember correctly, I'm going to pan up here in a second, and there's a different crop of algae that's growing, which is just unusual. See, the one on the left is, they're identical. They're right split, right between the light sources. But the one on the right is getting a little bit of, well, I call it unwelcome algae. We'll see how it, like I said, right in the middle, and we'll keep an eye on that and see if there's any real issues there. I don't think so, but I will do something to hopefully, you know, clean that tank up, because the one on the left is doing, well, the fry are growing really well. They're having more fry. I didn't originally take any efforts in, you know, planning that out at all. I just tossed fish in there to, you know, keep the tanks going. Anyway, we'll keep an eye on that. I found out what the problem was with these guys. They weren't so much camera shy as they didn't like having the brine shrimp hatcheries above them. I guess the extra vibration was making them nervous. And now they're just coming out as they did before. And if you notice when I was panning around for, well, there they are. I'm not hatching brine shrimp at the moment, and the reason for that is I'm having difficulty getting it. I did order some. It's supposed to be here, but it's not. I have a little bit left, so I'm going to hang on to those eggs until I need them. I'm not really breeding a whole lot besides guppies at the moment, and I'm using the paramecia for those. And I find they actually really like it, and I'm going to obviously wean them onto ground up fish flakes fairly quickly, because they outgrow paramecia very fast. These guys are doing quite well together. They've actually settled in quite nicely. Obviously this tank needs a bunch of work. It's one of the ones on my list to do. I want to get all those pots out of there, clean that the Big Brother filter, and get things you know, set up so that, you know, it looks nice for the well, for the 200. He's the boss at the moment. He looks lovely, and in the winter my fish room is a little bit cooler, so they've stopped breeding, which is nice. I already have 2 tanks of fry for them, and that's just enough. Now, if you remember from the videos I did for food culturing, I had mentioned that these guys here produce more paramecia, but tend to, well, crash and grow. I've started doing it slightly differently. You see there's more of a mulm on the bottom, and I find if I leave it like that and just do partial water changes when I'm feeding the fry, they stay more stable, and I get large numbers of paramecia still. So I'm still working on this. Hard to believe because I've been doing this forever, but I find, well, with myself, I'm not sure what you guys, but when I find something that works, I tend, oh, that's fine, we'll just leave it at that. But I'm gradually improving this now because I, you know, have a bit of time to work on it. This one here, the paramecia are throughout the entire system, top, bottom, everywhere. The other ones is more concentrated in the bottom. But anyway, the numbers are fine for all of them. So anyway, leave comments. Let me know what you think about all this, and I will see you in the next video, and bye for now.